Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you are at. So, we're getting close to the end of the era of Tarkir Dragonstorm because, let's be honest, everyone, once we get to Final Fantasy, is going to be all over Final Fantasy. Not that that's a bad thing, of course. I'm also excited for that, but it's definitely going to be a game changer, of course, once we get to that point. But until then, let's have a little bit more fun with some of the remaining cards I've had a little interest in, of course, throughout the course of this set. So we're going to be kicking it off and doing the final of the clans here live. We'll be doing, of course, a card that I actually did get a copy of in paper, and I thought, you know what, this is actually a really fun card to try to build around. So I thought, can we make this work on a budget today? And the answer is, yes, we can. What card are we talking about today? Well, let's go ahead, let's jump into it and show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to be popping in right now. Where am I at there? Oh, there we are. Awesome. Perfect. So this is, of course, going to be starring with Ureni, the Song Unending. This is actually a really cool card, but it does kind of put us into a very specific type of way of building this. And we've kind of already played with it a little bit in the deck tech that I did a couple weeks ago, utilizing actually these colors that are teamer, but we didn't really have the deck actually star Ureni. So this time around, we're going to make a Brawl deck around it. And a deck that I'm calling today, Ureni's Wrath. That'll make more sense in just a little bit. Before we, however, get to that, a couple quick reminders as always. If you do like any of the content we do, if you do enjoy any of these budget decks and we brew, as always, if you are a fan, be sure to give a like, follow, and subscribe wherever you're watching me, whether you're watching live right now across any socials here, or if you're watching this on the replay at any given time. We do appreciate your support in any way, shape, or form. For those of you who are new to this, here's how we're going to break it down for today, of course. We're going to be, of course, focusing on just trying to go all in on trying to make sure we have the stats of the deck. Will then cover, of course, the actual build itself. We'll then kind of go over and play as many games as possible, and we'll see how much fun we can have given what we are with the deck. And of course, once we get to the halfway point, we'll then, of course, have a lot of fun with an upgraded version of it once we get past that point. So without further ado, let's go and let's show you how this all deck works. Oh, actually, hold on one second really quick. Hold on. I actually do need to check something real quick, everybody. Do apologize for that, but let's see. I think there's something that's kind of messing up right now, but let me check something. Okay, so do apologize, everybody. I have, let's see. Hold on. Okay. Sorry. I was just looking at something that looked like it was not working, but it looks like it is working, I think. Okay. Any case, they'll just kind of just roll with into it now. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead. Let's check our stats right now. So of course, longtime viewers of the channel know how we do it. We have to talk about the stats of the deck before we dive right in. So our deck today, Ureni's Wrath, is going to be, as I just mentioned, teamer colors. We're going to be rocking, of course, blue, red, and green with an average mana curve about 3.0, which is a little high, but it does work for us. The creatures we'll be rocking is going to be 19 creatures in total. We'll have 22 instants, 11 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 13 enchantments, and 33 lands. 33 lands does look a little bit on the low side, but don't worry. It'll make more sense once we actually get things going. So you'll see what I mean once we actually talk about the spells itself. Now, moving back over, of course, to the actual main deck, let's actually cover right now how this all works. Starting, of course, with our actual commander itself, Ureni, the Song Unending. If you haven't seen this card, we're going to be definitely playing with a lot today. So, Ureni here is a 8 mana. That's a lot of mana, by the way. It's going to be a 10/10, so it's a big dragon. Spirit dragon, to be specific. Legendary creature that also has flying and protection from white and protection from black. So, if we face off against any opponents that are mono-colored in those two, they're not going to have a fun time once we get Ureni out on the field. As Ureni enters, or I should say, when Ureni enters, it deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers an opponent controls, where X is the number of lands you control. So that obviously means that we're going to be going all in on a land package here. We're going to try to put out as many lands as fast as possible so we can just blow away our entire opponent's game with Ureni itself. So that's why we're calling the deck Ureni's Wrath, because literally when our commander hits the battlefield, it's just going to be wrathing the whole board ideally. We're just going to blow away all their creatures and even some planeswalkers along the way. So it's actually a really sweet card for us. Again, as I mentioned earlier, if we face off against very specific decks, whether they're white, black, or a mixture of both, or any of that color combination, that helps us out a lot because usually that means that Ureni will have no problem pushing through damage. And of course, usually evading some of the most troublesome of wraths and spot removal in the format. So that actually should be good for us. I mean, having to only worry about dodging fight spells, counter spells, and maybe some burn attacks. Usually there's there's no burn that's actually going to be big enough to then take down a 10/10 dragon. So that should be good for us. Okay. Aside from that, let's actually kind of cover how this all works. So just as always, it's going to be a while, everybody, because we're going to cover every single card in the actual deck itself. So with that, let's kind of cover now what we're getting started with. So at the 1-drop slot here, we have Dispel, so counter target instant spell. Slip out the back here, puts a little protection for us by phasing a creature out and give it a +1/+1 counter. Wash away here, as always, if we're playing mono blue, especially in Brawl, we're going to have to put in this counter spell, so we can usually counter a commander our opponent tries to bring in. Arboreal Grazer starts off the landfall abilities here, because Arboreal Grazer is a reach little sloth beast here. When it enters, you can put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield tap, so this is great for us to kind of do a little bit of pseudo ramping in the early part of the game. Deduce here is one of our card draw spells. Draw a card and you can investigate, so that way you can then cash in the clue later on when you need to draw a card. Lofty Denial, we will have some flyers in the deck. We're going to make a lot of dragons, so we're going to utilize this as one of our other awesome counter spells. Counter target spell unless the opponent pays 1. If we control a creature with flying, like Ureni here, that means that they have to pay 4 instead. So this is pretty much going to be a solid counter spell once we get to a certain point. Make Disappear is also pretty solid as well. We are going to be able to counterspell unless our opponent pays 2. However, we can also then casualty it, so that means we can then cast this and then make a copy of it if we then sacrifice a creature power 1 or greater. We do have a lot of creatures we can sacrifice to make this more effective. Negate here is going to be another catch-all with the counter to non-creature spells. Cathartic Pyre here can either be a spot removal card, or we can use it to just do some looting where we can discard 2 cards and draw some cards. Demand Answer is another card here we can also either discard, or we can just simply sacrifice an artifact and then draw 2 cards. Highway Robbery, again, another card that we could utilize here to then either sacrifice a land, discard a card, and then draw 2 cards. Plotting it, of course, helps us just kind of cast it at a later time. Impact Tremors may not look like it makes sense with a deck that has a low amount of creatures, but hear me out, we actually do have a way of building a ton of creatures, which we'll talk about that a little bit later on. We'll also utilize here Reckless Pyro Server here. This is actually a card that a lot of people probably don't remember, but it did come from the Modern Horizons 3 set, which is actually pretty awesome for us, because with the way this card works right now, if we hit our land drops, this creature will gain Battle Cry until end of turn, which means that when it swings, we can then attack. We give every attacking creature an extra +1/+0 pump. So that means that could be a great way to kind of clear out the game once we actually have a big enough field. Volcanic Sprite here is going to be a 3-mana spot removal card to either take out a creature, planeswalker, or battle, and then we can put from our hand onto the bottom of our library a single card, and if we do, we draw a card. So this kind of helps us do some filtering. Druid class here allows us to gain some extra life whenever a land enters the battlefield. At level 2, we can then play additional lands, and at level 3, this land we can choose can become a creature with haste, and the power and toughness of the creature equal to the number of lands we control. So it can be a great way to kind of just turn on something and just hopefully close out the game real quick. Destiny Spinner here, great for our deck because we want to make sure that our creature and enchantment spells cannot be countered, so this is actually solid for us. Its secondary ability is a little expensive, but we also can turn it on if we want to make a creature get haste and trample to kind of push through damage if we just want to close out the game. Heritage Reclamation here, at instant speed you can destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or exile a target card from a graveyard and then draw a card. Into the north here, we are a budget-based deck, but we also do have several ways of ramping out, so this is one of our ramp cards. Lotus Cobra here, we did have room in the budget for 1 landfall solid creature here, and we definitely had to get in the Cobra, because the Cobra here, anytime a land enters, we can generate another mana for us, so this helps us speed up our game plan. Ramp of Growth, just like Into the North, is going to be more ramp for our deck. Tangled Florahedron here either can be an elemental where we can tap it for mana, or we can make it a tap land itself, depending on what our needs are. Expressive Iteration here, we could look at the top 3 cards of our library, put 1 into our hand, 1 onto the bottom of our library, and then exile 1 of the cards. Ideally, the way you want to play this is exile, if you can, a land, so that way you can play that land, and then utilize that to then just dig out your other cards. So in theory, you can actually get maybe even 2 or 3 cards out of this 2-card card. Glacial Dragon Hunt here, 2-mana sorcery, draw a card, and you may discard a card. If you discard a non-land card, deal 3 damage to a target creature. You can harmonize it for 6 mana, but however, with the harmonize ability, if we tap down something really high-powered, that means this spell could be a lot cheaper to cast. However, just keep in mind that with the way this card works, you can draw a card, but you actually don't have to discard a card if you don't want to. So just keep that in mind, of course, if you do want to try that out. Growth Spiral here, draw a card, and then just put a land from our hand onto the battlefield. So again, more ramping for us. Planar Genesis here, another Simic card where we can just dig 4 cards deep, put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tap. So it's kind of like a Growth Spiral, but it has also another nice little ability here. If we don't, we just simply put the card into our hand. We also have Temur Monument here. Arcane Signet are going to be our mana rocks. Arcane Signet, of course, got to be a staple for this deck. Temur Monument technically is actually not, I realize, actually not a mana rock, but it does help us, of course, dig out a basic forest, island, or mountain for our deck. Swiftfoot Boots just helps us give more extra protection to any one of our creatures or even Ureni itself. Doppelgang here, now this is actually a spicy one for us. So Doppelgang, since we have a ton of lands, we can utilize our copy spell here to make a bunch of extra copies of either lands, creatures, or whatever we need. And also, it can also target even opponents' stuff too. So this is actually a solid way to kind of back us up, give us a little bit more to work with in the later part of the game. In the 3-drop slot, we'll have a Hydroelectric Specimen here. So 3 mana, it's a weird. It has flash, and that means when it enters, you can then change the target of an instant or sorcery spell and redirect it to the specimen itself. So that's great for us. Or it could be a land if you need to. Salinity Visions here digs 6 cards deep to get us an instant or sorcery card, or it can be a tap land if we needed to. Refutes another counterspell, and then we can discard and draw a card. Sink into Stupor, we can then use this as a tempo play here, or we can utilize it, of course, as another land. You find the villains there, another solid counterspell for us. We can counter a spell, or simply draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, then dig. Ferocity of the Wilds, again, this is actually another solid card for our deck, although it does look a little strange because we haven't really talked about too many heavy creatures in the deck, but hear me out. This, of course, means that our attacking creatures will get +1/+0 and trample, and that card can help us out with Ureni to make sure we can force through damage. Flame Sweep here is also a solid budget option for us as a mini Wrath. 2 damage to each creature except for creatures we control with flying, so this will not hit Ureni, and that's actually good for us. Kazul's Fury, also, it does look a little strange, but hear me out for a second here. So, Kazul's Fury, it can either be a tap land, or we can use it to sacrifice a creature and deal damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. This can be another way we can sometimes utilize Ureni as a 10-power creature to close out the game very quickly. Sundering Eruption here, either it can be land hate, or it can be an actual land itself. Bala Get Recovery allows us to dig out a card from our graveyard back to our hand, or again, same thing, it could be a tap land. Entish Restoration at instant speed, sacrifice a land, and then take out 2 basic lands to put onto the battlefield. If we control, however, a creature with power 4 or greater, like Ureni, then we can instead search our library for up to 3 basic land cards and then put them onto the battlefield. So this is going to be actually really solid for us at any point in the game. Heaped Harvest here, again, more ramp for us. However, if we do sacrifice the food itself, we can also then put another land out, which is great for us. Retreat to Kazandu, another landfall trigger for us, so at any time a land enters, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature, or gain 2 life. Roiling Regrowth here, same thing, sacrifice it a land, and then dig out 2 basic lands to put on the battlefield for more ramping. Scoot Swarm here is another awesome card for us, and actually one of the few cards that actually kind of goes well with what our game plan is. So if you haven't already kind of noticed, since we're ramping out a lot of lands, we wanted to put out some good payoffs for all that land ramping. So besides Ureni wrathing the board, we also want to build up our board state. So this is where Scoot Swarm comes into play, and man, I do love me some Scoot Swarm. So landfall ability means that anytime a land enters, put out there a 1/1 green insect creature token. If we control, however, 6 or more lands, create a token that's a copy of the Scoot Swarm, and that means this can get out of control very, very quickly. Oh, hey, Dan Splendid. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. You're just in the middle of me actually doing my actual deck tech, so we're going to get started soon with the gameplay. All right, and then speaking of the fact that we are a budget deck, we're going to throw in Spelunking, of course, when this enchantment enters, draw a card, and then put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield. However, if it's a cave, we don't really have caves, but if we did have caves, that means we can gain an extra 4 life. However, the biggest thing, of course, is lands we control enter untapped. So this is solid for us to just make sure we can get our lands actually untapped as a budget deck. Tireless Provisioner, another solid card for us for a budget option here with the landfall ability. May either make a food token or make a treasure token, so this is great for us. Frostcliff Siege here, as we enter, have this, either choose Jeskai or Temur. I've played this card many times, really love this card by the way. Anytime we control a creature that deals combat damage to a player, when we choose Jeskai, draw a card. Or if we choose the Temur side, creatures we control get +1/+0 and have trample and haste. So we can use this depending on what our board state is. Really good for us, of course, either way. Rhythm of the Wild, creature spells we control cannot be countered, so we definitely want to make sure we avoid counter spells, so this is actually one of our options for that. And non-token creatures we control have Riot, so that means they enter with a +1/+1 counter, or they have haste. Same thing, we just want to make sure we are very aggro with the deck once we get our creatures out. Troyan, Gusty Explorer, another card that I really didn't notice all that much, but it's perfect for our deck. We add 2 mana on Simic colors. However, we can only spend this mana to cast a spell with a mana value of 5 or greater, or a spell with X in their cost. Also, for single blue, draw a card and discard a card. So it can be great at any point in the game. We do have a lot of high-end spells, so we want to make sure we can cheapen our cost, so this is a great mana dork for us. Temur Banner here. Again, it's flavor for reasons why, but it's actually a good card for us because we are, of course, in the right colors for it. We can sacrifice it later on to simply draw a card. Teamer Ascendancy, you'll notice we did stack a ton of cards that allow our creatures to have haste. However, anytime a creature we control with power 4 or greater enters, we can draw a card. And we do have ways of actually getting a lot of high-powered cards that I'll talk about in just a bit. In the 4-drop slot, we'll have Spitfire Lock here, 3/4, as landfall. Anytime a land enters, ping our opponent for 1. Enduring Courage here, this is again another way we can pump up our creatures and also give them haste to make sure we can get in a ton of damage once we get things going here. However, if it does die, it just bounces back as an enchantment. Torbrand here does again look a little strange to the deck, but again, same thing. I know this deck is actually quite a bit on the spicy side here, but again, several of our cards do have red in them, so this will count for them. So if a red source we control deals damage, it deals that much damage plus an extra 2. So this means this will affect Spitfire Lock. This actually will affect Ureni, but this will also affect a couple other cards that I'll talk about near the end. Map the Frontier here, dig out 2 basic lands or deserts and put them onto the battlefield tap. So again, more ramping. Pinnacle Monk here. If we play the creature side, it has prowess, and when it enters, just bring back an instant or sorcery card, or it can be a land if we need to. We also are going to utilize here Elf Swarm Giant, and we'll also have Zendikar's Royal. Both of these cards kind of do the same thing. It has landfall for both of them. Anytime a land we control enters, basically make a token. So for Zendikar's Royal, it'll be a 2/2 green elemental creature token. For Elf Swarm Giant here, it'll be a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. We'll also utilize Escape to the Wilds here, 5 mana, but of course we could dig 5 cards out and then play any of the exiled cards and until the end of our next turn. We can also play an additional land once this Elf Course is cast. Now, with all that landfall, we also have Tatyova here, so anytime a land enters, draw a card and simply gain 1 life, so great for stabilization. Fast/Furious here. That's really good wordplay there, Wizards. With this one, on the 3 mana side, discard a card, then draw 2 cards. For the Furious side, 3 damage to each creature without flying. But we will have a lot of flyers, so this is actually kind of good for us at any point in the game. Spinewood's Armadillo here, 6 mana for a 7/7. It's actually a pretty good body for that much. However, it can also be discarded to help us dig out another basic land or a desert card and then gain some life for stabilization. Disciple of Freyalise here, I would still say this is actually even solid even if we have to sacrifice Ureni for this, because when it enters, we can then sacrifice a creature, then draw, and then gain X amount of life, where X is the creature's power. So if we have to, we can sacrifice any of our bigger creatures, then gain a bunch of life back, stabilize, and then refuel our whole hand. Dragonback Assault, I know you guys were thinking about this, and I had to do it, of course, too. I actually really like what this card does. So it's also a Wrath built into it, and also it has landfall. Anytime a land we control enters, make a 4/4 red dragon creature token with flying. So this is actually one of our finishers for the deck. Once we get our whole game plan, we should be able to then get a lot of hasty dragons, draw a ton of cards, and then smash our way to get to that victory. To help us out a little bit more here, we'll also have a little bit more to go with here. Corrosion Tusker, also one of my favorite cards from back in the day. Cycling for 3. However, when you cycle a card, you get to dig out a basic land and then put that into your hand. And then on top of that, you then get another card from the cycling ability. So it's literally 2 for 1 at instant speed. I love it, by the way. Colossal Sky Turtle, here's our final card, and it's also on budget. Has flying, it has ward, pretty good body on it too. However, you can channel it by discarding it, and either for for 3 mana, you can then bring back a card from our graveyard to our hand, or you can channel it for 2 and then bounce a creature back to its owner's hand. So pretty good for us at any given point in the game. Now, as finally, because we are a budget deck, at least for the first half of the stream, we're going to keep this as cheap as possible. So snow-covered islands, snow-covered mountains, snow-covered forests. We'll then utilize here a mixture of both deserts and snow effects. So it kind of feels like a little bit of a summer-winter effect, if you will. I wasn't doing that on purpose, but it ended up being that way, so I thought, why not? We'll use Eroded Canyon, of course, Volatile Fjord, Bristling Backwoods, Highland Forest, Lush Oasis, Rimewood Falls, Thornwood Falls, and of course we will have a bunch of simple fetch lands to help us out here. So Bountiful Landscape here. Frontier Bivouac is perfect fexing for us. Arid Archway, as always, to bounce back one of our lands that we can reuse as a spell. Command Towers, of course, is going to be a staple. Demolition Field, of course, is going to be for non-basic land hate. Evolving Wilds is another fetch land. Shimmerdale Vale here, a little bit awkward, but of course we can use it to fix whatever we need to, even if it comes into play tapped. And finally, rounding it out with a Terramorphic Expanse for, again, more fetching. Whew, as always, I do appreciate y'all hanging in there for that, but we finally got through that. So, with that, let's go ahead, let's try this deck out. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this one. It did seem like it worked well in testing, so hopefully it'll do well on the stream today. Can Ureni wrath the board and close out the game in one massive swing? Well, you're about to find out. So, let's go ahead, let's get this started now, and let's see how well the deck does. Whew, okay, so now that I finally am able to breathe for a moment here, how y'all doing today, everybody? Hopefully, again, things are going well for you. We're now about a week and a half away from the Final Fantasy set debuting. I don't know about you, but is there certain cards that you're all looking forward to then utilizing? Let me know what you think in the details below. Or if you want to comment, of course, if you're watching live, whichever way, let me know. I am interested in hearing what you guys are doing. Oh, doing fine there? Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Den Splendid. Hopefully, again, things are looking good over there. How's the weather over there? Just being random. Because obviously over here, it's actually kind of hot right now. All right. Still waiting on our opponent here. Hopefully. Maybe. Opponents. Okay. I wonder if we're going to be able to get into a match here. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Well, again, while we're loading up here, still trying to figure out. Let's see. Hopefully you guys all have enjoyed, what is it? Sorry. The spoiler season. Was the spoiler season for Final Fantasy super long? I mean, a 3-week spoiler season just feels like it was very excessive for what it was. Oh. All right. We'll just skip that. All right. I guess we'll try again for another one. Oops. Was rating for the last week, and also the Bahamut. Oh yeah, you've been talking about that card quite a bit there. It is a solid card, so don't worry. We will definitely play with that at some point. I definitely am looking forward to a lot of cards. Like this set that's coming out, like Final Fantasy has a ton of legendary cards. So don't be surprised if we're going to try to do as many Brawl decks as possible. But don't worry, we will be doing a lot of 60 card stuff too, because there's some solid stuff that are just great in any kind of deck. But okay, while we ramble on about that, let's go see what we got here. So we got Enduring Courage, the Provisioner, and we do have a way to ramp. Okay, so we do have our ramp package ready to go. Let's see if we can get through it, though. All right, opponent, bring it on.
It's time to do.
All right, let's do this. Okay, so our opponent is playing... Okay, playing the Cat Nightmare Beast from Ikoria. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Rimewood Falls to get us started. That's fun, especially with that whole new rule about sagas too. Yes, I remember we posted that right now in the Discord. So I know some people haven't talked about this, but yeah, for those that are unaware, sagas will get a different kind of change effect with the new ruling, especially because now that we're going to be getting saga creatures. So I guess this had to have been done. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that, everybody? If you haven't seen it already. So what this does mean is if we transform, what is it? We transform a specific, if we transform a card and it loses its state as a saga, you don't sacrifice it. It just stays on the field. So I don't know. It's kind of a funky thing. But we'll see if it actually affects us in Arena, at least in the future. All right, let's get this going with Tyler's Provisioner. All right, opponents. We got our ramp going. We should be good to go to get Ureni out pretty quick here. The good news, though, of course, is our opponent is playing a commander, so this means that once Ureni comes out, we should have no problem getting through it with Ureni, because the protection with it should mean that we should have no problem avoiding all their major removal. So this should be pretty good for us. Feeling pretty good. Okay, so in the meantime, let's swing now. Down to 22, and we will Snow-Covered Mountain, make our treasure, get the ramp going, and then let's see. I think we'll end there. See what our opponent's trying to do. Mox Amber. All right, that's fine. Swamp. Chromatic Lantern coming down. We'll let it go. We'll hold on to the Refute just in case. If they play anything that might be threatening. Do we care about this? I'll let it go. Same with Blood Moon and Urza Saga. I mean, we don't have Urza Saga in Arena, but that is something that will be effective because I actually do like playing Blood Moon, but we'll see how that affects Blood Moon in the future. I actually did have an idea for a Blood Moon deck, but we'll see if this new change in rules might mess up my idea. But we'll talk about that again at a later point. Entis Restoration. So that means we're going to sacrifice a mountain. Okay, let's get our forest package. And this is sweet here. All right, this is what we wanted to do. All right, there we go. There we go. Have to exile opponents. I mean, okay. That's fine, though, still, because we can still get another land, so that's pretty good. And the triggers do go off, so we still get all of our treasures. Thank you, opponents. All right, here we go. We came here for one reason, and we came here, of course, to play Ureni, so there we go. Opponent is tapped out. And there we go. Ureni. Just blow up that whole thing. 7 whole damage to that little creature. Kind of feel a little bad, but that's okay. We are good there. We don't really need any of our other treasures, so we might as well just put Arcane Signet now. So we should be good. If we can get down at least one land, maybe we can start doing some gnarly things here. Cardo from Twitch over there saying, wish people could PvP so bad. Like PvP as in, well, I mean, like, isn't Brawl kind of a PvP? Already talking about a different game. Ooh, Team Ascendancy. That's actually not too shabby, too. Okay. This is actually a really good hit for us. Okay, and then Enduring Courage. Whoop, not the doggy. Big hit there. Opponents. You have a way of dealing with Ureni because we have ways of just making sure that we cannot lose this creature. Unless they have some kind of removal in green, I think we should be good here. But again, Cardo, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at, my fire friend. Ooh, Death Sprout. Okay. Expensive ramp, but that means our dog still comes back, so... Sorry, opponent. Dog is here to stay. They will get some life back from this hit, so that's annoying, but that's not the worst for us. Okay, so here's how we do this. Reckless Pyro Surfer. What does Ureni do again? So Ureni, when it enters, it deals X amount of damage divided however you want to among any number of creatures or planeswalkers an opponent controls. And that's based upon how many lands we have. So it'll only affect it once. But think of it like a very, very expensive Wrath that you kind of can customize it however you like. So it's a little tough to get it out, but when you get it, it's actually pretty good. And also really good with hosing black or white stuff because it also has protection from white and black. So I like the card. It is pretty solid. All right, so we get our pump in. All right, there we go. Big swing here. Opponent, do you have an answer? You have one card in hand. They block. That's fine. Opponents, anything else? Okay. They block there too. All right, that's fine. Trying to keep everything low as much as possible. We do thankfully have a refute, so that means we can protect ourselves against one thing that might hurt us a lot. Opponent is gaining a lot of life back, though. We really could use a way to go wide. Anything we can use to go wide would be great. Okay, Volcanic Sprite. Not quite what I wanted to see, but I guess it might be fine. Just in case. Okay, opponent will sacrifice them to get some food. They go back up to 25. Still annoying. We are running out of gas, though. So, I might have to hold back on another swing or so just to keep this card from killing us. Let's see what they do. They'll get some damage in. We go down to 10, so that means we're going to have to hold back now for a turn. Opponents? What else we got in hand? 2 cards in hand. We still have removal, and we still have a counter spell, so we should be okay. Right? Should be fine. I think we have the edge. Opponent. Oh, Eerie Ultimate. Oh, no, 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 opponents. I'm sorry. Counterspell that. Oh, let's see. What do we... I guess we'll throw away the Sundering Eruption. May not need that. Okay. Swiftfoot Boots. Still doesn't help us out realistically, so at this point we're just going to have to start swinging with just the Pyro Surfer. Let's see. I'll put down the boots if we have something else that might help us out. So for now, we're just going to have Ureni just hang on the backswing here. Oh. Okay, well, that's annoying. Let's see here. Destroy all creatures. It doesn't have any way of hurting itself, so I think at this point we'll just hit this. We will tuck away the boots. Draw another card. Okay. Frostcliff Siege is good, but it's going to be a while before we kind of get back to what we want. All right, so that means 1, 2... Wait, how many lands do we have? Can we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we can still do this. Rennie's back for more. All right, nice. Draw some cards. Pump up our dragon. Yes, we'll draw a card. There we go. Big swing here. Okay, opponent, you have 1 turn to answer the board. Do you have the answer? Honest Rustine? Oh, that doesn't do it at all. All right. All right, all right, all right. I mean, they could still put down their Goose, which is annoying, but that's fine because we also have an answer for it right here with Frostcliff Siege. All right. So with that, Frostcliff Siege. Put it on Trample and Haste. Heap Artist. Dig out a land. And there we go. Our opponent has had enough. Victory for us today, everybody. All right, all right. Woo! Opponent cannot deal with Ureni. The wrath has begun. All right, so there we go. First win of the day, everybody. Not too bad, right? We managed to ramp out very quickly there. No problem. All right. Make sure to always do your dailies, kids. Never forget that. Get your dailies done, because especially with the next set coming out, we're all going to have to spend an insane amount of gold. Hopefully not too many gems. Just make sure we get a ton of stuff. So if you haven't already been doing so, I always recommend. Make sure to start saving up. You should be able to get right now, by the time Final Fantasy comes out, maybe like 20,000, 25,000 gold if you really grind it out. Which should be like, what, in the game, 25 packs? That's not too bad to get yourself started with this. At least how I see it. Cardo, what's the equivalent of dual nexus for MTG? Like free every card website where you can duel people. Oh. What, besides like Arena? I guess Magic the Gathering Online? I mean, the only advantage with Magic the Gathering Online is it's an older online client, but you have access to pretty much everything. So if you want to play like older formats, actual real Commander, if you want to play like Modern, or like some of the other high-end levels of Magic, I would definitely say Arena probably would be your best bet if you want to play like the new stuff. If you want to play a lot of the older stuff, Magic the Gathering Online, or as some fans just call it, Moto. So that's kind of like, I think, the best way to explain it. I mean, I don't know, unless if I'm wrong. I mean, how do I put this? Like, Arena itself right now, as we're playing this is technically free. I mean, you will have to spend maybe a little bit here and there just to kind of like push a couple extra packs here and there. But in theory, you can play Arena completely for free. It will take a lot of grinding, though, but it is technically doable. But otherwise, yeah. If you're looking for a bigger card pool and you want to be, again, a little bit more cheaper, Magic the Gathering Online. That's mostly what I would recommend. However, if you do stick around and see my channel, I do try to put together a bunch of stuff that's actually super cheap. Like, I actually do have decks that you can actually play here on Arena that we're playing on right now, and you don't have to spend any money. At least that's how I've designed my channel, by the way. In case you're curious, if you're new to this. Cardo, the only thing is Arena has no community. I can't challenge people, watch replays, or just chat with people. Yeah, it is a little bare bones. But yeah, I guess Magic the Gathering Online, you can chat with your opponents, so that is doable there. And I would say on Arena, you technically can have like right here, you can see we have on the side right here next to behind me, you can put together a friend list if you want to directly challenge people. I mean, we do that. In fact, actually, next week, we are planning on challenging viewers to matches against me. So that is technically doable, but I get what you're saying. It is a little, it's a little bare bones. So your mileage varies. But I know people prefer Arena because it's, you know, it's prettier, it's newer. But if, again, I'm going to emphasize one more time, try Moto. Magic the Gathering Online will get you what you're most likely looking for the most, as cheap as possible. All right, so we're going to do it this way. Lotus Cobra. Snow-covered island. Make green so we can cast Destiny Spinner and get our board state going, because our opponent right now is going to be playing a lot of rabbits. They're playing the Heir Apparent plan, everybody, so joy. All right, opponent. Do we have more bunnies in hand? Here, the unknown. Okay. We'll see where this goes. Correlation over on YouTube. Welcome to my fiery friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. If you're looking for low-cost proxy options, Cockatrice and Moxfield allow you to run games against others via streaming software. That's right, too. I don't use those, but I forgot that's actually a pretty good option for players out there if they want to try something else that might help them out. Maybe that's actually mostly what Cardo would prefer instead. Most folks I know who want to do stuff like that just go to Spell Table. That's also true too. If you don't mind also doing I mean, there's other Discords you can join where if you want to set up with someone like a way to stream and kind of actually play with your real paper cards, that is doable. It's out there. You just kind of have to dig a little bit, if you will, to kind of find that. Okay, so let's see. Where do we go from here? Tireless Provision, I think, might be helpful. But we are running out of time because our opponent is going to try to overrun us here very quickly if we're not careful. All right, make a treasure. King. Well, can't really play anything else, but okay. Make a green. No reason. Blocks. Ugh. I don't know if we can get there with this, but we'll try. Cardo. I would definitely join that tournament you're referring to. It's like challenging you. Yes. So, since we're about to get close to the next set rotation, I figured, you know what? We haven't done it in a couple months. We'll then have next Saturday is what I'm planning for. We'll do it for a couple hours where if you want to challenge me, and I know there's a handful of you out there that watch me a lot, if you want to take me on, I will set that up. But again, I will officially announce the time and everything across socials, but we're looking at most likely going to be the same time as today's stream, which was approximately like 1 in the afternoon. So for probably about maybe like 2, I would say 2-3 hours maybe, probably what I'm looking at. Okay, we're going to block with Destiny Spinner here. We want to keep our damage low for a little bit longer. I want to make sure we can survive here, but it's not going to make this easy. All right, we'll try. We're going to try, everybody. I don't know if we'll get through this, but we will do what we can here. So, Roiling Regrowth. Okay, so we will sacrifice this forest. All right. 2 more forests come out. Take a lot of treasures. Treasure. Get some green. Get some blue. We will play Troyan. Okay, and then we'll pass from there. All right, we literally have to survive 1 turn. But at this point, I don't think we're going to be able to do it here, everybody. Opponent's going way too wide, way too quickly, and we do not have a way of wrathing the board. I mean, we have ways of wrathing in the deck, but we're not drawing into them. So I think our opponent probably has us cooked. Oh, well. It's fine. It's fine, everybody. Dense Planet. What sets are rotating? Just curious. Oh, I didn't mean that like, sorry. I didn't mean that literally, Dense Planet. I mean in the sense that after next week, we'll most likely kind of just, I mean, this is pretty much going to be it for me in terms of making decks that focus on Tarkir Dragonstorm style creatures and commanders. Because after this, most people are going to be playing and going all in on Final Fantasy stuff. So that's all coming quick. So at least that's how it's perceived. Yeah, we're not surviving this. We're just gonna block just because. Like down to 2. Yeah, even if I bring in Ureni right now, we don't have enough. So from 2 Bivouac, Ureni. So even with the wrathing that I can do with Ureni here, our opponent already is way too far ahead. So I can take out Phineas here, take out Oger attack. That's literally all I can do. So, yeah. Oh, wow. I can't even, like, hit the whole thing. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Literally all I can do is just do these 2. Wait. Why is it not doing it? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know why I'm doing this right now. I'm just gonna... I guess I'll just quit to the next one. Okay, well, our opponent got us there, but it's fine, everybody. It's fine. Okay, we'll just jump to the next one. Coordination. The online Magic community is very welcoming to new players and always trying to find new ways to make the game available as possible. Look up your format in Discord servers for ideas. Yeah? I mean, that's actually one of the good things. So there is lots of resources. You kind of just have to dig around. And I would recommend also look up resources based upon what you do want to play. Do you want to play commander style? Are you looking for more of the competitive? Are you someone that likes to play some of the niche, like spicy stuff out there? Just, you know, ask around. There's definitely a lot of people that play across so many things. That's actually one of the reasons why I love playing this game in the first place. There's so many different ways you can enjoy Magic in all various ways. Coordination. There are even formats on Arena that use cards but use the free match options. Gladiator is one of the most popular ones. It is. I do agree with that one. Personally, Perfect World, I would love to have here queued up like a Pauper or Artisan style format on Arena. a format that doesn't use any of the rares or mythics, you literally would only play with either commons or uncommons, which actually is also very budget friendly for players out there. But I know Wizards probably won't do that permanently, but sometimes we get those rotated in as special events, and I actually do have a lot of fun with those. In fact, that's kind of also how I try to build decks here, is I try to focus a lot more on the cheaper effects that allow you to kind of play what you want. And then if you do want to upgrade them, you'll definitely get a chance to see that from me later on. But yes, lots of resources are out there. Okay, going level 2. Opponent has their wolf. Gonna be swinging. All right. All right. They'll get their damage in. They get first blood. Down to 22. All right. Let's play Planar Genesis. Okay, so what do we get? Ooh, Scoot Swarm actually is not too shabby of a hit. I think I'll get the Scoot Swarm. We can start making a lot of bugs. So with that, ooh, also, okay. Hydroelectric Specimen. Scoot Swarm coming down. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Can we make a lot of bugs? We'll see if we can try to do that with this idea here. Dense Planet, but what will be rotating if that is happening someday? Oh, I'm trying to remember, like, yeah, the rotation that's coming out later this year. I forgot what's rotating out. So it should be, it's going to be a big chunk that's going to be leaving. Hold on. Oh, opponents. I'm going to pay the 2 for now, because we do have ways of blocking for now. Make a scoot. We attack with 1 bug. So hopefully we can start doing some damage quickly once we can start getting the rest of our game plan going. But our opponent is going to try to slow us down with Smothering Tide. How dare they? Boo. It's all good, though. If we can start going super wide, that shouldn't be too bad for us. Okay. They block here, but we can also block. Okay, still at 15. Let's see. So from here... Right. They will die. We will put away Ferocity of the Wilds. Draw another card. Okay, great. We did get a land. That's good. They can proliferate if they want to. We will decline for now. They get a treasure. Annoying. That's okay. Alright. Decline. Let's put down Lush Oasis. Okay. Building up stuff. Ping opponent for 1. Make another Scoot. Put down Destiny Spinner. We don't really need that, but we can use it to chump block and buy us time. Coronation. If you're wanting community for just commons and uncommons, I would suggest, yeah, Artisan Discord has 500 folks and even league play. Oh, I totally forgot there actually can be a way we can actually connect with others. But yeah, I'm a person that does specialize a lot in playing super budget decks like that, so maybe I will check into it myself at some point. All right. In the meantime, however, we gotta stall out here as long as we can, everybody. So block here. Can't really get rid of that for now, but that's okay. Okay. Opponent puts an indestructible counter on it. That's annoying, but that's okay. Not a big deal for us. They'll gain a ton of life, but we should be able to start making a ton of Scoots very quickly. Holy, jeez. All right. Well, we're losing control of this fight. They had Kolga, and I was not expecting that in this deck. Okay, so their whole idea is they're built around trying to slow us down completely with this game plan here. Oh, jeez. Alright. Snow-covered forest. I don't even know what I want to do at this point, because if they're going to keep taking a ton of extra... I'm going to pop this away. But there's no way we can push around this now. I was hoping we were going to get by with the Scoot Swarm plan, but our opponent might beat us down here with that ape. So, yeah. Pop up, they destroy it, and we lose. Dang. This is a shame. Was not expecting that at all, but alright. Well, we lost another one there. But I mean, again, you can only do so much with a budget deck, so it is what it is. It's okay. We'll get the next one. I feel good about the next one. Alright, alright. If you're interested, of course, playing this deck, and you do like what it does, as always, I will leave, of course, a link for that later on into the actual details of the live stream itself. So you can, of course, get a quick little copy paste for you if you do want to, and that'll be, of course, located again in the details at the end of the video. I think the deck right now costs about what is it now? Was it 50-ish for this one if you want to play it in paper? And I'm think about 10 or 11 rares in Arena. That's not too bad, right, for a budget deck, at least for a Brawl deck. Okay, in the meantime, our opponent is playing Marina. Ooh, so they're playing the Enchantment/Rooms Commander. This might be fun. We'll see how this goes. Okay, in the meantime, Snow-Covered Forest, Arboreal Grazer. Put down a land. Eroded Canyon, perfect. Ping our opponents. All right, opponent, we took first blood. Do you have what it takes to stop us? We'll see if we can stop them, though. All right. Arcane Signets. Snow-Covered Forest. And Tangled Fluorohedron. All right. So we got our ramp package going. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already, which is great. Opponents, what else you got? We're pretty much dumping out our whole hand at this point, but hopefully we should be able to ramp quickly here. We need to get the 3 more lands for Ureni to go off. Can we do it? Oh, I see somebody. Okay, looks great. Manheart Gaming World over on Instagram there. I can't see you on the main chat, but I still appreciate you being there. Oh, thanks again for the follow there. Appreciate that. Thanks again for joining us, and we appreciate your support there. But yeah, how you doing over there, Manheart Gaming over on Instagram? Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. On my side here, I do apologize that for some reason Instagram still isn't integrated into my main chat, but I can still see you all if you're chatting with me over on that side, and I'll make sure to acknowledge you guys. All right, so in the meantime, hold on one second. And also, appreciate also that sub. We thank you for that. Thanks again for that. I really appreciate that. Let's see, what do we want here? Blue, or do we want... No, we want green. We'll get green. In the meantime, swing here, down to 21. So we're going to keep up the Make Disappear for a little bit longer, just to hopefully stop their game plan. Let's see. Correlation. Telling out Dense Planet. Yeah, rotates out and fall. Okay, yeah, so sorry, it's... Wizards kind of messed me up a little bit because I used to be pretty good at remembering this stuff, and then they kind of threw me off a little bit for a loop there on because of the fact that now they're going to be adjusting rotation in 2026, is it? After 2026 is when rotation now begins at the new year. In theory, that makes better sense to me as a player. So I would like that. It'll be much easier to remember. Instead of a fall rotation, it'll be a new year rotation. So I do like that idea. All right, no attacks still. We're still just trying to build up our game plan here. So yeah, it'll be Dominaria United, Brothers War, Phyrexia all will be one, March of the Machines, and the Aftermath finally will rotate out. So that means in Standard, Sheoldred will be long gone. But at this point, I don't think anybody really plays Sheoldred anymore. The big threat right now is still Corey Steelcutter and the Is It Prowess deck, which we had a lot of fun playing. I can understand why people like that deck, but that deck is also kind of annoying to deal with. All right, we got to deal with this entity tracker, so that means we will have to throw away Make Disappear. Actually, you know what? Wait, do we want it? No, we'll decline. We got to keep the Make Disappear just in case. Make sure our opponent cannot hit us with Sheltered by Ghosts. Okay. Phew, threat down. Also, I did see on there, Popper Magic also joined us from over on Instagram there. Thanks again for joining us, my friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, Ferocity of the Wild's coming down. I know, our deck looks a little clunky and goofy right now, but don't worry. It will work once we get some lands out. But where are our lands? This deck runs, even with modal flip lands, it runs in theory 44 lands total. Where are those lands? We are definitely kind of awkwardly not hitting our land drops in a 43, 44 land deck. Is that possible? Okay, oh. No, opponents. Heliod's got to go. Phew. Okay. Well, now we're out of fuel, so hopefully... Okay. This might be an awkward turn here, but I think we're going to have to do it this way. Down to 11. So, Disciple of Freyalise might be something we might need. Okay, so we need 6 mana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we need one more. One more hit. We're going to hold off for a second there. If I can get one more land drop, I might have to sacrifice the Spitfire Lock just to refuel just a little bit. Come on, deck. I need one more actual land, like an actual real land. Oh, Atraxa's leaving too. Oh, thank goodness, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Atraxa is a powerful card, but it's such a annoying thing. Especially because currently there are ways of reanimating her for dirt cheap. So that is a thing. Oh. Not quite what I want to see now, but okay. Well, I guess we'll have to use it now. Sacrifice the Veil. We will get out 2 more forests. That does technically ping our opponent there, so I guess that's not bad. Swing with the lock. I don't know why I didn't swing with the lock earlier, so don't ask me why. I realized that I could have swung with the lock and then sacrificed it with the Disciple once we got that. That was a miss on my end. Oops. Let's see. Correlation. It swaps from August to actually rotates at early spring set in February. Ah, okay. Well, thanks for the clarification on that. I do appreciate that. And also asking, how many of those lands are basic? Is how many land tutors do you have? That's how Arena skews their percentages on card order. Ooh, good question. Okay, opponent blew away our Spitfire, but that's okay. We do have other ways of possibly getting this across. So they're saying they adjust us on tutors and lands similar to like... Oh, they're playing a Alchemy. Oh, I hate this card, by the way. Key to the Archive. Boo on Alchemy. Still not my cup of tea. If other people like Alchemy cards, that's cool, but I'm never a fan of this. But I'll avoid my Alchemy hate rant for later, by the way. I'll try not to go too far into that. Yeah, I guess now that you brought that up, Correlation, I would have to look that up again for the deck. Just to kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. Okay, we're getting kind of close here. So close. But our opponent's also out of fuel too. Thankfully, though, because we also cut off their card draw, we did slow them down a lot. So thankfully, we've been able to slow this game down completely with what we got. Okay. Arena coming down. Yes. Oh, she is. All right, here we go. So that means... Oh. That's it? Oh my goodness, they only got 1 card. Oops. Well, that was a big hit for you, opponents. But thankfully, that did help us out a bit. Oh, okay, they had a Time Warp. Oh, come on, opponents. Delightful Halfling, okay. So now they're pretty much out of cards. So now we kind of have an idea of what they're trying to do. So they have right now the Fractured Route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here we go. MTG... I'm the Naysayer over on Instagram. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, they unlock a room. So now everything has hexproof. I mean, we don't really care about the hexproof. We really just want to find a way to close out this game. Even if we can't bring down Ureni to wrath their creatures, it's still a big flying dragon that we can hopefully just beat our opponent with. We really need to get 1 big hit here. Anything would help us out. Come on, deck. Don't fail me now. Let's see. Den Splendid asking, honestly, Atroxa is more of an issue in Eternal formats than in Standard, but I could be wrong. I mean, Atroxa is just annoying because it's just a powerful card for reanimation. I actually haven't built a reanimation deck on a budget with her, but just because it's kind of boring. Like, there's going to be a point where you're like, okay, yeah, I got my reanimation, but then that's literally all your deck does. There's not really much of a variance to it. Oh, okay. So we did have now a Wrath for Ureni. Can't Wrath the board, which is annoying, but that's fine. As long as our opponent doesn't have anything... Oh. Alright. Well. That was unfortunate. Okay. Alright, opponent... Gets to live to see another day, but that's okay. We technically have the Disciple of Freyles that can allow us to get Ureni down. So that only stalls our opponent for like a turn. Hopefully next turn we should be able to get them. Even if they have a bunch of stuff unlocked, I think we should be okay. Because let's see, is there anything here that would hurt us? When you unlock this door, conjure... Oh, that's disgusting too. They actually made a room alchemy card. Come on, wizards. Again, I wouldn't hate alchemy so much if they just balance the cards better. Like, anything that's alchemy is just absolutely broken. Like, you put it into any deck, that just gets out of control in such a dumb way. So you can see right here, our opponent is just making free cards. Oh, jeez. All right, you can see, yeah, this is where it gets dumb. Like, honestly, if it weren't for that alchemy card, I feel like we would have no problem getting to victory here. But it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, opponent, you're testing my patience here. Okay, seriously. Anything else, opponents? Do you have any more alchemy nonsense? Okay. Anything else? Seriously. If I had $1 for every time I lost because one alchemy card just went off, I probably could just quit my real work and I would just be a full-time streamer because it's just disgusting at this point. Look at that. I mean, come on. It's just... This is just not... This doesn't feel like magic at this point. It's just literally I'm just playing against a Hearthstone player at this point. Look at this. Okay. Is anybody that's watching right now, whether, again, you're watching live or on the replay, do you actually really like alchemy cards when they do stuff like this? It just doesn't feel like we're playing the same game at this point. I mean, come on. Look at all those copies. Okay. If our opponent is finally done, I would like to see if we can actually get through this. Maybe. Man, we were so close to just closing out the game, but literally one alchemy card just made it absolutely dumb, by the way. All right. In the meantime, well, we're just going to have to block one. Down to 19. When we really shouldn't have been. All right. Ureni comes down again. Can't wrap the board. But that's okay. Marina cannot swing, however, because we can block that, so that's kind of okay, but hold on. 12. Wait, are we dead this turn? 12. Oh, we are dead. Oh, come on. Again, people that might like alchemy may find this fun, but this is just not fun. What else you got, opponents? I swear if you're going to play more... I'm just going to vomit at this point. Okay. If they're going to keep doing this nonsense... Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm not. I really should probably put together a nice little compilation of me hating alchemy cards for these dumb reasons. Like this and the... What's that other card? It's the one that allows you to kind of make copies of Monastery Mentor. That's also such a stupid card. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry because that's just... I hate it. What was Wizards thinking when they thought that was actually fun? Like, I feel like nobody actually tests those cards. But in any case, enough of me complaining. Let's go ahead. Let's shake it off. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to maintain positivity. Positivity. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm good now. Okay, got that out of my system. So, we'll try to get in at least maybe like one more actual, hopefully legit game of Brawl without alchemy nonsense, and then we'll try to go into the upgraded version. So, again, if you do like this version, it is cheap enough for me to constitute it as a budget deck, but if you do want to see what we can do if we go all out, stick around for that. We will definitely get to that soon. Okay, opponents, show me what you got. Disciple of Freyles coming down as a land. Okay, so Garden of Freyles instead. Okay, opponents, they're playing Lord Skitter, so are they going to be a legit rat deck, or are they going to be the meme rat deck with a bunch of rat colonies? Oh, they're the opponent. That's not fun. I mean, if that's how they want to play, I guess that's okay, but still. Not quite as I was expecting. Okay, we'll just roll with it. Okay. Bloodline Pretender. All right. Counter that. Slowing them down. That's going to be the name of the game for this one. Oh, already opponents? Oh, okay. Yay? Yay? I mean, that wasn't really exciting, but okay. A win's a win, I suppose. Okay. Let's get one more legit match in, and then we'll play the full powered version of Ureni's Wrath. But otherwise, how do you think about the deck so far, everybody? I know it kind of sputters here and there, but you saw in the first game we'd managed to get a win, so it does get wins. All right, let's go. All right, game face on this time.
It's time to
Yeah. All right, feeling it this time. All right, getting that positive vibe. We're getting into a real game here. For reals. This is going to be a real one, everyone. I can feel it. Opponent's playing Zergo, so okay. They're doing the mobilize thing. That's kind of cool. I like that. Played a Snarl, so they did reveal one of their lands to us. Play a tap land and pass. So let's see. We do have plenty of ramp, which is good. That's what we want for the deck. Let's see. Well, we can't really play anything on turn 2, so we'll just put down the Fjord. Right, opponents also doing their slow but steady ramp. All right, Verge comes on. Storm Beacon Blade. Oh, I haven't seen this one. It's an equipment. At some point, I do need to finish my Mardu equipment deck. That's also a night deck, so I need to put that together. And yes, at some point, yes, I will try to do a recording that I've been meaning to do for a while where I'm going to try to plan out and show off again, when I have time, all my awesome decks for Patreons out there. So for those, again, that's a friendly reminder. Patreon is a thing. If you do want to support me, you can see it, of course, on the chat right now. $3 a month gets you access to all of my bonus videos beyond the regular stuff here. So again, it's mostly a lot of experimental stuff that doesn't get sometimes created into actual full deck techs, but it is a thing if you're interested. Trojan Tusker. So let's see. We'll get out a basic, and we'll be able to play that. So let's get out another forest. I will draw a card. I love Croatian Tusker. Fun fact about this card. This card has been reprinted, I think, like 5 or 6 times since it came out in 2002. God, that's so long ago. I do remember playing this card a lot back when it was actually in the standard of its time. So love the card. But since then, this card has never had a actual different art. It's been the same art since 2002. That means 23 years they have never changed the art. But why would you change the art? Look at that. It's literally a grass plant board thing. That's awesome. That's why you don't have to change it. Super awesome. Oops. Okay, sorry. I should be playing the game. Let's see here. Snow-covered forest. All right, and we will play... We'll plot this. And then we will... Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. At first I thought I had to, like, throw something. Wait, no. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we do have enough. All right. Opponent's going to get their token shenanigans going. Or at least they think they will. We'll play Planar Genesis. Okay. Resolve. Okay, so what do we get here? I guess we'll get the land out. Put it onto the battlefield. Got to get a ramp going. Frontier Bivouac. Let's see. Can't really do much with the impact tremors just yet. Bivouac. Highway Robbery. We will discard a card. We'll throw away the impact tremors for now. We want to draw 2 cards. Okay. So we have some counter spells. That's good. We'll wait then. We can start counterspelling whatever our opponent is going to try to throw at us. And if they don't do that, we can also do some other stuff too. Okay. They swinging. First blood. First blood. Rah. Okay. All right. Nothing from our opponent, so I guess that means Entish Restoration. Sacrificing maybe a forest. And then we will get out one of each of those. Okay. Not too shabby. And then we'll pass them there. Okay, got another forest. That's good. So, I think this is going to be the turn. Ureni coming down. I don't think our opponent has anything to stop Ureni, so no problem here. Blast that thing for 8 damage. Beyond overkill. Ooh, opponent, do you have an answer? Oh, they do. Okay. So they sacrificed the draw 2. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, because they're in white and black right now, and there's nothing they can do. It's protection from white and black, opponent. Oh, wow. Okay. Opponent's like, oh, I don't have an answer. There we go. Wow. Ureni, once it hits the battlefield against the best way to counter, like, seriously, our deck was perfectly set to just beat them down. They had no answers for our dragon, so they were like, I don't want to deal with this. Not the craziest win, but hey, I'll take it. Literally just comes down, and we still got the win. I'll take it. Okay, so again, not the flashiest of things, but we did manage to get a couple of wins here and there. Some of them were a little bit just free whirls, but we'll take it. So, what if we took the time to actually upgrade Ureni to a much more stronger build? So that's what we're going to do right now for the remainder of the stream. We're going to throw in the upgraded version to kind of give you an idea as to, you know, what you're willing to spend if you actually want to go all out with the deck. So obviously this version here, we'll kind of do a quick little overview of it, of what we upgraded in and out. So for the land base, of course, when in doubt, always upgrade your land base. I cannot stress that enough. Always, always, always upgrade the land base, because you can work with janky creatures and spells, but if you have a janky land base, you kind of see, sometimes we do sputter out a little bit here, but this will give us much more consistency. So with the upgrades here, we'll cut out a lot of the basics, but we'll still have a good amount of them, just so that way we don't get completely screwed by any random decks that destroy non-basic lands. But we'll also now add an Otawara Soaring City. Hall of the Storm Giants is a creature land. Also creature land, Den of the Bugbear. Arena of Glory here can help us out a lot here with just getting something to exert and go faster. Boseiju, of course, is going to be perfect for this deck because we can destroy an artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land if we need to in a pinch. Kishla's Village. This is actually a really cool one here. We can make sure it's untapped as long as we have an island out, and we can surveil too if we need to later on in the game to kind of dig through our deck. We'll, of course, throw in the Verge lands, the Shock lands, and the Surveil lands to help us out with our mana base here, so it should be better for fixing. Frontier Bivouac will stick around. The Triumph will now be added in, so it's easier to fetch out, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Command Terror, of course, got to stay. Same with Demolition Field. But we'll now add in real fetch lands. You can add in more fetch lands if you want to, but just for the sake of the stream, we'll just keep it as simple as possible. So we'll stick to them in the colors that they will get out easily, which is Misty Rainforest, Scalding Tarn, Wooded Foothills, and we'll add in a Prismatic Vista. But again, if you have more, and if you want to spend more, you can put in all the other fetch lands, because remember, the other fetch lands do not have mana symbols in them. So you actually can put in other fetch lands that actually may look like they don't fit into a commander deck, but they actually can, because they don't have mana symbols, so they do fit into any deck. So FYI for the future. And then we'll throw in, of course, one Scavenger Grounds as graveyard hate just in the mana base itself. In terms of upgrades to the actual main deck itself, so here's what we're going to be doing. So we'll throw in, starting from the back end here, we're going to throw in a lot more powerful landfall stuff like Omnath here, Locust of Rage. We'll then add in Primeval Bounty to give us more tokens. We'll keep Tapdiova. We'll then, of course, add in, we're going to cut some of our weaker landfall triggers, and that's why we're going to put in bigger cards like that. We'll add to throw in also Overlord of the Hauntwoods here. Helps us, of course, generate some more extra lands for us that also are perfect for fixing. Omnath Locust of the Royal here. You'll notice that because now that we're going a little bit more landfall heavy with more elementals, we're going to start shifting the deck a little bit more towards an elemental creature package. So that's why we'll throw in now the Omnaths. We'll keep, of course, Enduring Courage here, but then also that means we can then upgrade a little bit more with our other things, such as Glasspool Mimic here. So this is perfect for us to copy anything we want. In terms of other upgrades here, we'll add an Archmage's Charm. So we'll get rid of You Find the Villain's Lair to make a stronger counterspell and better card draw. In terms of other things here, we have Valakut Exploration here, because this way it allows us to dig through our deck a little bit faster, and also we have much more effective burn in our hands. For this also, we'll throw in also Dryad of the Ilson Grove here, faster for us to play our lands, and then fixes our lands perfectly once they make everything all basics. Mossborn Hydra gives us another big elemental here, and also, of course, it'll get bigger on its own, so it's its own standalone threat. To help us out with ramping, of course, Nissa here is Resurgent Animist, perfect for our deck. And of course, if we manage to get 2 landfall triggers off of this with its ability, we can also dig out an elemental. So that's kind of the reason why we're now going to go with elementals with this deck, because it's starting to skew more towards that. So I figured we should build towards that a little bit better. Corsair Crewfix also will help us out here, also with card advantage and just drawing some stuff, playing some more lands off the top. Also with life gain. Archdruid's Charm here is an instant speed option here, so we'll cut, of course, a couple of our sacrifice lands and spells to make sure we can make room for this. We'll also add in Risen Reef here. This card actually, even if it's a single copy in all of our deck, we have enough elementals where even just a couple of triggers of this actually goes really far with our deck. And we can also copy it still with other cards like Glasspool Mimics. Actually, it's really good for our deck. We'll, of course, throw in one of my most hated cards, but it's perfect for this deck, so we have to acknowledge that. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. Perfect for our deck because land, card draw, life gain, it's all built into it, so it's perfect for us. And then in the 2-drop slot here, upgrades will be, of course, towards the counter spells. We'll also throw in Search for Escanta here. Helps us surveil, so that way we can dig through what we need to, flip it over into another land. We'll also throw in Counterspell, of course. Mana Drain, those are going to be perfect for this deck as well. In terms of anything else that'll help us out here, Bristly Bill here, Spine Sour. I know a lot of people play this card, but it's also good for our deck to, again, just put +1/+1 counters on a lot of stuff we're going to be playing with. In terms of anything else that we're going to add in, Scythecath Club here. So you'll notice that we have a lot more stronger creatures that are standalone threats, so they can actually be a lot more powerful against our opponents, depending on, again, what they throw at us. In terms of other cards here that could help us out, I think that's pretty much it, actually, now that I think about it. Oh yeah, and then we'll throw in, of course, here, one spree card, 3 steps ahead. Again, another great counterspell, but can also be flexible for whatever we need for the deck. But otherwise, those are the upgrades. Is it possible that the upgraded deck is actually going to do better than the budget? Well, let's give it a try. I'm excited to see what the upgraded version of Ureni is going to look like. All right, so here we go, everybody. Can we do it? Let's see. Let's go.
It's time to do.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so feeling good right now about this one. Feeling really good. So we will have, all right, so we got our good ramp package here. We'll stick with this. We should be good to go. I forgot to mention that Teamer Banner, I'm going to keep it in for flavor purposes, but if you want to put in Chromatic Lantern for your deck, that's perfectly fine too, but you actually don't need it that badly because the deck does a decent job of hitting our lands for the most part. But that is an option if you want to. Our opponent looks like they're playing Arabella with... they're playing the Heir Apparent plan again. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We can still get around that, so it's not the worst. Otawara. Arcane Signet. We'll throw an Overlord, and then we can start building up our land package here pretty quickly. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Opponent, don't look at our Arcane Signet. Do not destroy that. We need that to stay alive. Please don't do anything with it. Heir Apparent. Okay. Lot of bunnies coming down. You notice that our upgraded deck also kind of cut back in various areas of things, so hopefully that won't come back to bite us. But we'll see in a bit. Let's see. Corsair Crucifix actually is pretty good here. So with that, let us play Thundering Falls. Gain some life. So, Heritage Reclamation. Okay, that won't help us here. We'll throw that away. Valakut off the top is nice, too. Okay, opponent. Well, they can't swing for a while, so this hopefully means that Corsair should be able to then do its thing. At least until we can get more stuff going. Oh, opponent's getting cheeky. Already? I'm kind of scared as to what they might have, so I'm going to have to take a hit here. In case if they have anything else. If they had a pump spell or something. It's theory they can, right? Opponents? Oh, they have the... Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I guess I should have maybe attacked, but it's okay. It's fine, everyone. Let's see. All right, well, I guess Mossborn Hydra's going to have to hold down the fort for a little bit. Okay, double. And we'll pass here. Okay, we really do need at least a couple more lands to start ramping faster here. Arabella's coming down. She's not a threat yet, but she will be draining us out quickly here if we're not careful. Heir Apparent again. Number 3. Joy. Okay, come on, deck. I really could use some support here. Opponent swings. They do swing. Okay. Opponent, make up your mind. You either swing or don't. Yes? No? They're so indecisive. Okay. Well, okay. They chose not to. So we'll pay 1. Prismatic Vista. Let us get out a mountain. Make it bigger. Okay, so Tatyova needs to now hold down the fort with Selindi Visions coming in tapped. Gain some life. Pump apart Hydra. And no attacks yet. But our Mossborn Hydra is becoming a big threat, so hopefully that should be enough to stop our opponent. Hopefully. Because our opponent doesn't have any other thing else besides more bunnies, we might be able to get by. Maybe. Hopefully. Maybe? We'll see. Oh, opponent is getting cheeky. Alright, well, we'll have to block here. Okay. Block. Okay, so that's, wait, 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, no, that's lethal. Alright, we're going to have to actually do it that way. Down to 1. Is this going to be enough? Can we survive? No. Okay. Alright, opponents. Fine. Ah, God. I hate Heir Apparent now. I never thought I would actually hate a simple little card like this, but it just leads to kind of like the same pattern so much. I mean, yes, I'll take the L, but, oh, jeez. I had fun with the card for a little while, but I kind of got over the card. I mean, there's definitely cards in Magic you can enjoy over and over again, but Heir Apparent kind of gets boring. It's just the same play pattern that doesn't feel like it really doesn't feel like there's not much thought into it. You poop out all of your rabbits, and unless if your opponent keeps wrathing, you can just keep pooping rabbits. It's just, I don't know, it just feels very boring. I don't know. Am I crazy for that? Is anybody still enjoying playing Heir Apparent? Do you like the card or do you hate the card? Let me know, everybody. What are your thoughts on that card overall? And what are your thoughts overall on cards where you can play as many of them as you want in a deck? Some of them are fun, but then some of them just feel like they're not that exciting to play against. Any case, okay, shaking that off. All right, so we got here an interesting package. We can definitely start cloning a ton of stuff if we get enough ramp going. We'll see if we can, though. It's actually an okay curve, but we'll try. So, Kishla Village first. Opponent is playing Emoti, so they're also going to get ramping quick. Okay, so Bala get tapped. All right, opponents. Can you out-ramp us? We'll see. Bilson carry at it. Okay. We're getting the ramp going. Anything else? Okay, analyze the pollen. So they're getting a basic out. Okay, so opponent will definitely have what they need next turn. But we'll get our Scoot Swarm package going, so hopefully this should be enough. They have Cascade. That is still scary. But okay, we'll see what we can do. Okay, Botanical Sanctum. Okay, Emoti coming down. Here comes the Cascade. Okay, Hunter's Talent. Aw. Come on. Really? Jeez, they already hit into something that's annoying. Oh, and we actually could have gotten that. Okay. It's fine. Not gonna be mad. Let's see. I wonder. Okay, hold on. Trying to come up with an idea here. Can we get around this? Emoti copying, I realize, won't work because we can't get this... Unless if we cast it, we can't get the trigger off from that, so we can't do that. We need something else. Stop Suited. That might be something we might want to copy. If we can get copies of it. Okay, opponents, swinging. They pump. Down to 21. They take first blood. Okay. Okay, Still can't do anything yet. Wow, we're getting a little awkward here with our mana base. Opponent is going to start drawing a ton of cards. So, let's see. Does our opponent overrun us? Are we too slow? Throw all together. We're playing alchemy cards here. I mean, I guess at this point I should just expect everybody to play alchemy cards. It's just, I don't know. I took a break, honestly, from Pioneer because it was kind of getting a little meh with that format, but here we are now dealing with alchemy cards, and I think those are inherently worse. Okay, so I guess we will try to... We'll take their Sobsunin, micro copy for ourselves. So at least with this, we can block for a while. Since our opponent's tapped out. Oh, okay, they're making generic mana. Okay, so we have our own copy now, which is kind of cute. I don't think our opponent would have anything to stop it. They made generic mana, and they have a Llanowar Elves. That doesn't really do anything. What do you have, opponents? Okay, nothing. Okay. Okay. Okay, so our own copy is going to have to hold down the fort until we can find a way to get back. Come on, deck. Valmar. Okay. Okay. Well. They're cascading. So now they get a bunch of free stuff. If they can, I guess. Progenitor Mimic. Okay. It enters as a copy of stuff? Okay. That's gross. Very gross, by the way. Okay. They got a lot of power on board now. Maybe we didn't build this correctly. I mean, we got some wins with it, but right now we're really dealing with stuff that's hard to fight. We'll block here, so we can slow down the damage a little bit. Just a little bit, but not enough. We need a red source also, by the way. Okay, Frontier. Oh, we got a red source, but it's not the right one. Okay. Oh. Well, Resident Reef's not bad. Kind of wish we had that earlier, though. Okay. Tap land. Let's see here. Frontier Bivouac. Destiny Spinner. Okay. Well, I mean, this is not the worst. But I don't know how much longer we're going to survive. We can block for days if we need to. They're substituted with our copied one. So, I guess that's okay. But we need to... Oh. Alright. Simic doing Simic things. Big surprise there for anybody that's played Simic. I mean, we've actually played... Oh, wow. They're actually even playing the Arena cards. Well. Okay. March of World Ooze. Okay. Playing more Alchemy. Ah, jeez. Oh, boy. Okay. I'm just going to quit this one. I'm sorry, guys. I do apologize. I don't like to quit matches, but that's just too much value, and I hate Simic. It's my least favorite color pairing completely. I mean, I played Simic decks, but it's just not for me. I hate playing against them because it's literally just ramp, 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 and then just exploding it out of, like, stupid amounts of value. But that's okay. I know technically we're a teamer deck, so technically we kind of are part Simic, but we built our deck in not a way we're ramping to that level. Dense Planet. Simic Alchemy nonsense again. Yeah. Alchemy was a mistake. Maybe I'll make that again into another video for another time. I might do that video. Maybe to take a quick break between deck techs. I might try to push that out maybe, or I don't know. Something like, because I want to do another rant video, but I also might do one that's also focused on actual paper. Because the upcoming set is... That's so expensive. Like, I would not tell anybody right now to actually play... Or, I'm sorry. Would actually buy Final Fantasy. It's just too much. At least, that's how I see it. Play the Wooded Foothills. Alright, opponent. We're playing against... Oh, they're playing also an Alchemy card? Oh, come on. Does everybody play this now? I don't care if anybody thinks that I'm shortchanging myself for rejecting Alchemy cards, but it's just the principle of the matter. Like, I won't do it. I would be a hypocrite if I said I never play Alchemy cards. I have played Alchemy cards, but the ones I've played are not the broken stuff you've seen. Okay, we'll get out our Triumph, so now we have Perfect Fixing. From there, Arcane Signet. Okay, so we're going to get our ramp going at least. We can get out of the Teamer Banner, and then hopefully Primeval Bounty. Okay, opponent is going to play Slimefoot. I do like Slimefoot as a character, but I wanted to save Slimefoot for a future budget deck tech. So, small spoiler, I do have a really fun idea with him for our Basic League series once we get to dual colors. That's coming soon. Otherwise, in the meantime... Ooh, we got Risen Reef. Okay. Well, that might be a good hit. Okay. At least Risen Reef can help us ramp. That's what we want. Or at the very least, we can start getting lands out. Oh, yes. Buy singles. I cannot stress that enough. Don't get me wrong. I do crack packs. But I crack packs for fun, and I only buy packs that I know I can afford. I don't go crazy like, what is it, like, some people out there that go nuts with scalping Pokemon cards. Let's talk about that for a second there. Pokemon card scalping as a ridiculous. Actually, Mrs. Inferno, she does collect Pokemon cards, but she is also kind of sad that it's very hard to get product. And I also fear that Final Fantasy is going to be very hard also to, it's going to be very hard to find, at least in stores, from what I've seen. Okay, so let's see. How do we do this here? Overlord. We'll make a land. Not quite what I wanted to do, but, I mean, we need to ramp still. So, hopefully, if Overlord flips, we should be able to... Or, not really flip. Once it turns on itself, then at least we can block for a little bit. Until then, however, let's see. Okay, opponent's going to keep ramping. And this is also one of the annoying things about Alchemy. Like, so for example, like Slimefoot's Alchemy card. Still, again, not a fan of it because literally you're just playing the game. You're just playing Swamps and Forests and you keep getting free spells. Literally, they just keep coming to your hands. So you never run out of fuel. It's just, come on, look at that. It just keeps going. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting to a point where I kind of am just getting over this to the point where I kind of maybe don't want to play Brawl for a little bit. I like Brawl, but the Alchemy cards are making it very hard for me to actually play this. I'm still going to, of course, keep playing today, of course. I'm not stopping here. Okay, we'll block here. At this point, I'm just going to do it just a chump block. Okay, 19. Okay, a Boreal Grazer. So, can't really do anything with that. I guess we'll just keep ramping, sort of. Alright. Grazer doesn't do anything. No attacks. 2. If we can get an Elemental, we can get our game plan going here really nicely. Oh, they have the Hydra? Alright. Okay. They're getting the ramp going. Ugh. Madness Steve over on YouTube. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Madness Steve is also saying the best way to counter the enemy deck, board wipe. I mean, I'd like to board wipe, but we're not getting into any of them. So our deck is kind of sputtering. Although I think, did I accidentally take out the board wipes out of this deck? Or at least the upgraded one? Maybe I did. I probably should have checked that maybe before we started recording. Oops. I mean, even if we have a board wipe, we're in teamer colors, so our best option probably would have been a mass bounce spell. I mean, we do have, I suppose we could look at bigger wraths. Because our opponent is just out of control at this point. Dang. Okay. Wow. Definitely not my day today. Right now, we're not looking too good on our whole game plan here. We're trying. But it is not looking good at all. Okay, opponent's just... Okay. I'm just going to have to cut it there again. I'm due sorry, everybody, again. I don't like to cancel out, but it's just, again, for the sake of time and for the sake of just trying to get in more matches, like just sitting there watching our opponent go off there is not fun for anybody. It's not really good for content either. I'm sure you all want to see at least us play, so just watching my opponent play solitaire is just... It just gets boring. And I know for some people out there, they would rather watch us actually actively play. Speaking of playing, I'll probably put out a poll. Okay, I know I keep saying I'm going to do polls, and I keep forgetting to do polls, but I am seriously. I'm going to do a poll today, or at least I'll try to ask one, if not today, for tomorrow. What's if I was to do a stream in the future that is non-Magic, maybe for members only, or maybe y'all want to just do it just in general? Let me know. I could probably do it like for those that actually watch the stream initially, it'll be actually open to everyone. But after that, it'll be locked behind for members only. So only those of you that actually are fiery friends will get a chance to enjoy non-Magic content. If you guys want to see me do non-Magic content once in a while, let me know. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy playing Magic still, but there are some days where I'm kind of just like, okay, my brain right now cannot comprehend cards, and I kind of want to just turn off my brain and just play something else. But otherwise, let's see. Okay, opponent is playing Elspeth Stormslayer. I swear I'm going to vomit if it is another Heir Apparent deck. Please, opponent. Please, for my sanity. Please don't be another Heir Apparent deck. For the love of Magic. Okay, come on. Okay. Pearl Medallion, okay. Let's see. We will play Birch here. I guess we'll Highway Robbery for now. Okay, plot that away for future use. A surprise tool that'll help us out later. Okay, Plains. Ah! Oh my goodness, I'm gonna lose my mind here. I swear. If I don't see another Heir Apparent, it's just too soon here. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to lose my sanity, but I'm going to try to hang in there. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I probably should just make a degenerate deck. Something that is going to be controlling completely just to mess with our opponents here. Okay, get a land out. We will play a scavenger round. Okay. In the meantime, we will pass. Okay. I'm sorry, everybody. Don't mean to scream into the mic like that, but I'm just like... I just cannot stand any more of these Heir Apparents. Okay, it's fine. I think at this point I might have to just take a break from these kinds of decks, and maybe I just should just go full on degeneracy. Like, we're talking like Wrath. Because if we're dealing with this kind of nonsense every single game now, it's just not fun. Okay, tokens. That's the name of the game. Okay, so in the meantime... How do we get around this? Okay, can't play the Courser still. Okay, well, let's still play Enduring Courage. Okay, play our dog. land. Highway Robbery. We will discard a card. We'll discard Rhythm of the Wild. Draw 2. Okay, Tatyova. That'll be helpful for later. Ay, though. It's just... Is there anybody out there that actually has originality anymore? Or am I literally just now just creating decks just to face off against the same old, same old? You know, big surprise there. It's like there's no creativity left. Or I think people just don't care about creativity. They just care about just the wins. Don't get me wrong. I am trying to win too, but it's just not fun if you're just dealing with this kind of stuff. I don't know. Am I losing my mind here? I mean, that's just how I feel sometimes. In life, draw a card. Can't attack because their cards are already stronger than ours. Okay. Well, at this point, I think our opponent's not even going to bother. Oh, jeez. Come on. Come on, opponents. Okay. Yeah. We're cutting that one up. Wow. This is a bit. Did you have fun this match? No, I did not have the fun this match. No, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry there. No. I'm sorry, everybody. Again, I try to make some fun with this, but if we're having opponents that just face off against this stuff, I might as well just start cutting them faster now. It just feels so cookie cutter. This honestly does feel feels kind of depressing to kind of have to deal with this kind of stuff all the time. It's just, is this how other people feel when they play other formats? Are we all just now to a point where everyone just wants to play the meta stuff and just kind of try to who's the fastest steamroll? I don't know. It just feels like there's no creativity. I know, granted, yes, our deck is weighed against what our opponent is going to play with, but still, it's just, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Don't be wrong. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop playing Magic. We're definitely going to keep playing because I am too stubborn to give up. Unless our opponent completely just destroys us before we actually get to do anything. I just want our deck to do fun things. That's all I'm asking to do. Is that too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? Dense Planet, duel with me? Well, if we keep dealing with more nonsensical stuff, we might be able to cram in a match or two. Maybe Dense Planet. At least I know you'll give me at least something fun and exciting to play against. So maybe we'll consider that near the end of the stream. Opponent is playing Volja. I actually haven't played against Volja, so hopefully this won't be too horrible. But we'll see. Tireless Provisioner. Freyalise. Tapped. Make a treasure. I just want a couple fun, exciting games. That's all. I mean, last stream we did have some fun stuff, but this time around it's just not quite where we want to be at. Okay, so you do have 2 decks ready to go. Okay. Looking at the clock right now, we think we'll have time for that, so we'll stick around for that a little bit later on. Okay, opponent's playing Spring Room Druid. So they sacrifice land. Opponent is also ramping too, which is fine. We do have our ramp still, so that won't be too bad. Okay. Lotus Cobra. Okay. Okay, well, things are turning out better here. If things stick on the board, we should be okay. Okay, we'll just wait it out here. Okay. Opponents? Anything else? Okay, so we need to get to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would make 6. That would make 7. If we put the land drop down, that would be 8. So in theory, if we get a basic land the next turn or anything that comes into play untapped, we should be able to get out Ureni next turn. Hopefully. Okay, here comes Volja. Madness Steve also wants to play too. Well, again, I guess this can be a nice little preview to what's to come. Just hang on there for a second, everybody. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. I have an idea, but I don't know if we can get this to go off here. I can create a token of the Lotus Cobra or the Provisioner. First off, actually, let's do this. We gotta dig out... Let's dig out a land. And it'll be... mounted. Okay. Getting a ramp going. Take another treasure. Let's see. If we tap that, then let's see. I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Okay. Draw a card. What do we throw away here? Throw away the dog. Don't mean to really blow anything up, but I guess we can. Triome. Another treasure. Doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, so in that case, then I think we're good there. So let's pass. We have a couple more friends also joining us over on Instagram there. So, Luminary Ones, thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay. Well, at least my opponent hasn't made me lose my mind completely. Keep Harvest. Okay. That's fine. So, now we have at least enough to get what we want to do. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have plenty of options now. And if we could just get one land, that actually would be perfect. Because then we can actually play also Rhythm of the Wild. And then start swinging immediately with Ureni. Can we do it? Can we do it? I'm not playing Volja here. Whenever Volja attacks, put X +1/+1 counters on each creature we control. X number of elves. Okay. So I guess that helps us out a little bit. Okay. Land of War Visionary. They draw a card. We actually never played Volja. I hear that this is also an extremely annoying card to face in paper from people that actually played. Okay. They swing. They get a pump. No blocks. Okay. Not quite what I wanted to see, but I guess I'll take it. So in that case then. Alright, well we came here for a reason, everybody. We came here for Ureni. The good news, however, is Ureni does protect itself against Volja, so that's actually not bad for us. Let's see. We can't blow it up, unfortunately, but we can go to face there. So, down. Okay. Phew. Thankfully, though, Ureni can block for days, even with Trample right now. Unless if it can still pump itself up, we should be fine. Should be fine. Right? Should be good. But okay. Gala greeters. Opponent's still trying to get their elves to stick. Tulsamir. Okay. That's 2 elves. So they get a big amount of pump off of that, which is a little scary, but we can definitely do it. We can still get around this. Okay. Opponents. Counters, counters, counters. Do they swing? If they swing, they do lose Ureni, though. So I don't think they'll swing anymore. So that does buy us time. If only we had Vigilance, that would be perfect for us, but can't quite get there. It's all good, though. It's all good, everybody. We can do this. I'm feeling this one. This one's going to be the one. Oh, here we go. Doppelgang. Okay. Well, that is solid. Let's see here. So in that case, then, we can do... How many can we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we're short 1. A little awkward there. That's okay. We can make it work. We'll just get 1 hit. And then from there, let's see. So it's going to just be the Triome. Actually, hold on. We'll do this correctly. Okay, so 1. On the forest. Tap. We're just doing this just to get the triggers to go off. Treasure. And let's see. What do we want? I guess it will be green. So in that case then... 3 steps ahead. Alright. Make a token. Tireless Provisioner? This gives us at least another body. And then nothing attacking yet. We're just trying to build up everything so that we can hopefully go off here. That's all we're trying to do. That's all we want to do. Circuitous Roots. Okay. Opponent is also still getting their ramp going. They will have a lot of pump over the next turn, but we still got to maintain a little bit longer. Okay, Rhythm of the Wild into Mossborn Hydra. Man, we just had 1 more land hit. Actually, that actually would have been a lot better for us, but that's okay. We'll still try to make it work. We're going to try. So I think, depending on how long this match goes, and since you guys did request for now, so Dense London I know is up on board. And then Madness Steve, if you have me, or actually, do you actually have me added on to the friends list? If you haven't already, we could do that. And then if you want to have at least one match, that's perfectly fine. We could do that. So at least 1 and 1 for each of you. And depending on how long they take, will probably be the end of the stream. I know we're getting close to the end here, but again, your fiery friend here, of course, does have some other big boy stuff to do, if you will. You know, stuff that makes me a grown-up sometimes. All right. Rhythm of the Wild. We'll talk about that more in a bit. Let's see. Mossborn Hydra. Okay. Put a plus one counter on it. Island. You ran for days. Let's see. Make another treasure. Make another treasure. Red. We can play Glacial Dragon Hunt. Let's see. Okay, harmonize. So we can, let's see. Pay 3. Draw a card. Decline. Dang, didn't quite get a good hit there. That's okay. Still, Thundering Falls might help us surveil. We'll try. We're trying. The ID? Oh, that's right. Here you go. It's up on screen right there. So, real quick, so you can see right there, Infernoman with the pound sign, 27979. So if y'all want to add me there, that's perfectly fine. That's totally cool. That's all good. While we're waiting for our opponent to kind of finish up here. Okay. If you need me to put on back on there in a second, that's fine. I just want to make sure that if I'm seeing what our opponent's doing, so they're playing a lot of stuff there. Okay, cool. So we'll have you queue up in a second, Dead Splendid, after this match. Win or lose, we'll have you queue up. That's fine. But for sure, everybody that wants to take me on next weekend, it'll be completely one stream of just facing off against any and all of my fiery friends. So if y'all want to face off against me, we'll spend the next 2 hours next weekend, maybe 2 hours and a half, depending on how long they take, to then play as much as possible. Oh, forgot to read what they said there. Isn't like a Shockland cost like $60? Not actually. So Shocklands are actually cheaper now. So they're like around, I mean, it's not that cheaper, but we're talking like $10 to $15 depending on Shocklands. Fetch lands also are in that range right now too. They actually did come down in price a lot. And I do mean a lot. Okay, opponent is going in for the big swing. Okay, accept your invite. Got it. Cool. So Dense Planet will be first, and then Madness Steve, if you want to follow up with another fight too, that's perfectly fine. Okay, opponent is trying to take out our threats here. 10-10. Okay. Anything else, opponents? They sacrifice. Get another land drop. Does that pump up their Volja anymore? I don't know if it does. Wait, can we survive the hit? So, must be blocked, that's fine. And also must be blocked. Wait, no, hold on. Wait, hold on. Why? I can't. Hold on. Wait, how come I can't block with it? Oh, is there ability going to... hold on, hold on. Wait, I don't get it. I'm a little... Wait, hold on. Whenever a wolf you control attacks, if Hellsmere attack this turn, target creature... Block that wolf if able. I'm confused. Why won't it let me block... Tulsamir there? Oh, does he choose the targets? Okay, well that's... Okay. Did I miss something in the wording? Hold on. I thought I'd be able to survive the hit because I was able to block Volja there. Okay, well I don't know what happened there. I'm not going to bother to think too hard. I'll just take the L. Jeez. Wow, the non-budget version didn't do as well as the regular one. I'm kind of a little sad about that. A little disappointed. Okay. Well, that's been a pretty bad run for us, but we'll talk about that at the end. So let's do it this way. So with that, if you're ready, Dunsplendid, and we'll talk about the deck again at the end of the stream. So don't worry, we will still do that at the end, but we'll cover that. We'll see if we can play against maybe some fiery friends here, and we'll do the upgraded version still to see how well the deck can do against others. So when you're ready, Dunsplendid, I am ready to go. I'm up on board here, and then we'll play against what you want to throw at me with the deck. So we'll kind of get another couple more rounds here. One moment. Okay, that's perfectly fine. While we're waiting for our fiery friend, one more time. I know I've been saying this a lot, but I'm going to say it one more time. If you want to face off against me, next week's stream will be dedicated to that. So we're looking at, I think that's going to be June 6th or 7th. Most likely it's going to be the 7th of June at around 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the U.S. side. So check that out if you're interested in facing off against me. An announcement will go out, of course, across socials. So it'll be up on X. It'll be up on Instagram a day or two beforehand. It'll be up, of course, on YouTube in the posts. So check that out if you don't want to miss it, or if you want to see if anybody else wants to take me on. I'll be more than happy to face off against anybody, and I'll even take it to another level. Whatever you want me to play with you, budget level, non-budget level, in any format or any style, 60 card or 100 card, I'm ready for that. So I do look forward to that with all of you next week. We will still, of course, do one more live stream doing a Tarkir Dragonstorm focus deck. Next, I think it should be next Wednesday. That'll be the next one for that. Okay. Madness Steve, I'll send you a battle request after finishing my current game. You're hanging on to dear life with Avacyn plus Pariah, and you're finished. Okay, cool. Well, whichever one of you queues up first, I'll be happy to take on one of you, and then the other person will just have to wait for just a moment while we're done. Okay. Dunsplendid is ready to go, everybody. So, we'll be playing our upgraded one, so we'll give this one another chance against a fiery friend. Let's see. Can we do it? We want to make sure this deck does get a fair shot, because we've been playing against a lot of decks that have been not very fair, or they've just been playing ridiculous things. So, let's see. Can we do it? And of course, if you do like still what we're doing, if you still want to support me, like, follow, and subscribe if you haven't already done so across any and all of my socials. So, on X, where we're live streaming right now. On Instagram, where we're also live streaming. Twitch, of course, and YouTube, all obvious. I'll be there. I'll be happy to then face off against y'all. Okay, Madness Steve is also up on board, so as soon as we're done with Dunsplendid, Madness Steve, you'll be happy to face... I'll take you on in a little bit afterwards. But don't worry, we will get there. All Storm Giants. We will play Arcane Signets. All right. Bring it on, my fire friend.
It's time to do.
Yeah. All right. Our fire friend here is playing Atraxa, but he's trying to do it the fair way. At least I think he is. Can he do it, though? Let's see. Wolf Willowhaven. All right. Getting his ramp on. With that, we'll play our Provisioner. Arena of Glory, making her treasure. All right. Getting our ramp going still. We're at 5. We just need a little bit more. We should be able to then bring up on board our next card. Lily Splash Mentor. Okay, that's fine too. We'll play... There we go, Steam Vents. Make another treasure. This time, however, we're going to then add a little bit more power to the board. No attacks yet. There we go. Okay, so now we actually do have a backup plan in case if Ureni does not work for us. Okay, opponent, what else you got? Opponents. Dunsplendid. I should know better than to face off against someone that likes to steal things. Stealing is wrong, kids. Never forget that. Okay, it's fine. We still have another plan. It's not like we're completely out of the loop here and out of options. Okay. We will play it with... There we go. We're not out of this fight just yet. Down to 22. Okay, and we pass. Now, to see, just a heads up, sometimes my Avacyn deck is very slow. I mean, that's fine. Again, this is just having fun with friends. Just play whatever you want, and I'll still... I mean, you already have an idea of what my deck is trying to do, so, I mean, that kind of gives you at least some kind of strategy. I have no idea how your deck's going to work, but I will still try to do what I can to take it on. Okay. Mole drifting. All right. Ooh. Okay. Getting a little tricky there. That's fine. Blinking away. Okay. But unfortunately, our friend here did manage to steal one of our best spells that could have helped us stabilize, but okay. That's fine. That's fine. Swinging for 7. Down to 11. Okay. All right. So, how much do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Well, this is it. This is it. Got to do it now. We came here for the Ureni. With that, we will feast it, and then we need to take out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, that's all we can do. All 6. Ball drifter. Okay, catching up to you, my man. Hit for 10. You're down 16 now. Can we close out this game against him? We will find out right here now. And Steve, also another weakness is that I can be mana drained a lot. I mean, we'll see. Don't worry. Whatever happens, happens. Okay. So, here we go. Atroxa coming in. Is it enough to close us out? Can our fiery friend here, Den Splendid, beat us down with Atroxa the Grand Unifier? In the most fair way possible, I suppose. Alright. Got it a lot of stuff. He is blinking quite a bit, by the way. Okay. Swing there. No blocks. Down to 16. We still want to make sure we can ramp a little bit longer. Just a little bit more. Okay, throwing away some cards. That's fine. Alright, so. Sending cards Royal. And that's pretty much it for now. Okay. Well, the good news also is because our fiery friend is playing a 4-color card, Ureni, our card, can block it for a bit. At least I hope so. Just please don't have any more stealing stuff. Go for the throat. Okay. All right. +1/+1 counter. Okay. We'll hit ourselves. I know that's going to seem a little weird, but that's because we're going to do this. Come on. Okay. That might help us out. Oh, never mind. All right. He got us. He actually got us. All right. Well done, my friend. Well, all right. He beat us. Ouch. Okay. Well, didn't get that one, but that's okay. Good game still, my fiery friend. Even if I did lose, it's okay. All right. Well, I mean, your deck definitely did manage to pull off what it wanted to do, so good game on that one. All right. So, Madness Steve, if you're there, let's go ahead and we'll now have you take me on, and you'll most likely be the last one for today. So, with that, let's see. Can our deck at least get one more win today before the end of the stream? We shall see right here now. Okay, I did accept your challenge. Here we go. Let's see. In theory, against our fiery friend here, we should have the advantage because our commander can be protected, but we'll see. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. So he is playing with Avacyn. So this makes everything indestructible, which means it could mess up our Wrath game plan here, but we have ways of getting around that. We do have some options. But let's see if we can get to them. Okay. Okay, that's a great hit. All right, in the meantime, 10. Arcane Signets. Okay. Can we ramp fast enough to get around our fiery friend this time? We'll try. We will try. Everdawn. Okay. And it also can be prevented. Okay, combat damage. That's fine. We can play Wooded Foothills on red. And we'll pass actually now. So let's see. In theory, we have enough now to get everything going. But will it be enough? Oh, how was your deck? Den Splinets? I thought I honestly had you for a second there until you stole. Not surprisingly, you had to be, of course, you and steal one of my best cards. So, I mean, kudos to you on that. It did work very well. I will give you that. But man, oh man, I didn't think I was going to get blown out that hard. So I will say that I was a little surprised. But still, really well. Very impressive. I do appreciate what you did. So good on the deck there. That was actually really nice. All right, so... All right. Let us play. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can we do this here? Can we do this here? Okay. And let's get to the wilds. 5 more cards. Steep Rainforest. Kazandu Mammoth. Okay. Pretty good turn there. We managed to get a lot of lands out. So, can our fiery friend here, Madness Steve, stop us? All right. Lantern of Revealing. Ooh, okay. Haven't seen this mana rock in a while, but will it be enough? So, can't do any combat damage to Everdon, so that's actually a pretty solid card to block for a bit. But we do have still options around that, even. So, sorry, my fiery friend. You're going to get stopped here in just a second, so better watch out. Okay, Expressive Iteration. Ooh, okay, so, Okay. Can't play that one, but that's okay. So we'll do it this way. We will do that. And then we will tuck away that. Okay. There we go. Down to 20. We threw away our Prismatic Vista, but that's perfectly fine. We still have enough for us to get through with our game plan. Ooh, okay. Okay. And Hostilities. He wrathed us, but that's okay. We still have a way of bouncing back. We're not down. Okay, Omnath. 10 for 1. Okay, +1/+1 counter. Down to 15. So thanks to Team or Ascendancy here, we do have a way of hopefully closing out the game quick here. Meteor Golem. Ooh, okay. Well, that's annoying, but that's okay. Okay. We can... Hold on. Okay, we can have to do this. Okay. Okay, Commercial District. Oh, I guess we'll keep that. Sink in this... Actually, no. We'll wait. We do lose it, but that's okay. Valakut Exploration. Okay, smash our way through. Hit all the damage to it. And we do have to draw some cards, which is great. Down to 10. Actually, down to 5. So, can our fiery friend stop us here on the next turn? We'll find out here. We do have other options to still get us around here, so I think we might be able to close out the game here. Even with Avacyn, Ureni does have protection from white, so we can force through damage we need to. Ooh. Okay. Well, still annoying, but not the worst. Okay, so... Let's see. Salinity Visions. Okay. Valakut Exploration. And we will pass there. Okay. Well, he does have another way of stopping us right now. The 6 tokens is very tough to get through. So, no. You're getting bounced back your Avacyn. Phew. Okay. Down to 13. 6 there. So, can we do this here and now? Exile. And there we go. I think we got our victory there, maybe? Because we blow up. This is what you want the deck to do, everybody. This is, again, right here, the dream. Okay. I mean, we got to max it out, but still, that's cool. Completely destroyed there. That's what you want the deck to do. Okay. I think we're in a good spot now. Down to 1. Do you have a way of surviving now, Mad Steve? Because right now, we just burned you out. Oh, my goodness. That was what we wanted to do the whole time we did the stream. All right. Good game, my fighter friend. That felt nice. That's honestly what you wanted to really do with the deck. So you got it right there. A really good example right there. Thanks to our friend Madness Steve for helping us out there. The Volcanic Exploration just gave us just enough there. We wrath all the little tokens there, even though our opponent tried to stop us there. But some way, somehow, we managed to pull off a nice little way to get to victory. So that was a good way to kind of show off the end at the end of the stream. A nice way getting our game done. So yeah, good game, my fighter friend. Thanks again for that. You had actually a really good deck there, and you had a really good game plan there. You almost had us. I will definitely say, good game. Very good. Both you and Dense Planet. So I do appreciate both of you for doing that. Okay, so we're now going to be wrapping it up, everybody. I know, as always, I would love to stream a little bit longer. We'll try to do a longer stream next week for the players battle, so hang in there for that one. We'll try to squeeze in more time as much as we can next week. So I will try to do beyond 2 hours just for you guys next week. But to wrap up today's stream, let's kind of cover the deck one more time to kind of explain. So how do you feel about the deck overall, everyone? Do you like this deck in any way, shape, or form? Would you play it on your own? To be honest, I want to like the deck a little bit more, but maybe we didn't build it correctly. Maybe we should have been more mana dorks. I think I was trying to focus so much on the landfall plan that maybe having some more mana dorks probably would have helped us at least smoothen out things. And at least with mana dorks, even if they're not that powerful, they can still provide us at least some potentially offensive way of pushing through more damage when we can and when we have to push in damage. So still, I like the deck what it is, but we probably need to kind of refine it a little bit more in the future. So if we ever kind of look back at Teamer Landfall, we'll make some adjustments in the future. If you like a 60 card version of the deck, I did manage to build that a couple weeks ago, so be sure to check that out if you haven't already done so. That's of course up on YouTube already. It's a Teamer Landfall, really easy to find on the main page there. Check that out again if you want to play a 60 card version of what this deck was trying to do today. But overall, still pretty good. Not the best. The upgraded one was kind of a disappointment, but I think it's because, again, the same issue popped up, which was we really should have put more into the deck, more mana dorks. So if we're saying, like, okay, so if we realistically wanted to do this more correctly, literally if I was just typing add, so Cirrus, if we wanted to, probably it would have been better even to put in like Llanowar Elves. So Llanowar Elves, Delighted Halflings, Birds of Paradise, Allosaur Shepherd to make sure it can't be countered. Just other things that would have helped us speed up things and also give us an actual offensive game plan if it came down to it. So maybe that's probably where I probably should have tweaked a little bit more or should have focused a little bit on the elemental plan with the ramp. I don't know. Either way, I'm not going to say the deck is horrible, but maybe we just got a lot of goofy matches. Either way, though, the deck is okay. If you like Teamer Landfall, I'm pretty sure you would enjoy this deck. If you just refined it a little bit more, I think it actually could be an all-star deck. But I still had fun with it when it actually got its wins. Still, if you're interested, that link, of course, I'll put up in the details once we're done here. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everybody. However, before we go off, as always, I do want to do 2 more things. One, since you've been around this, of course, far into the video, and of course, you made it this far into the stream, thanks again for hanging in there. And for that, you'll kind of get an idea of what is to come on the next stream. So this will be our grand finale to say farewell to Tarkir Dragonstorm. We're literally going to be doing a 5-color dragon deck. We didn't really get a 5-color commander from the set, so I think we'll kind of look back to the next best option, which is going to be Tiamat here. Tiamat here will be our option on Wednesday for the stream. We're going to try to mix and match all of the best and underrated cards from Dragonstorm that we didn't get a chance to really show off from this set. We'll mix and match everything we can, and literally we're going to be playing a lot of Omens too, so hopefully that'll go off if we can. The dream will be, of course, getting Call of the Spirit Dragons out and winning a game just with this card. If we can do it next week, hopefully we'll get a chance to do it. It'll be so sweet if we do. But that's the sneak peek as to what we're playing. We still need a little bit more time to refine it a bit more, but I think the deck should be good to go. with a little bit more testing later today. Otherwise, Sir Conrad, this is our next basically deck, so an ultra budget deck, no rares, no mythics required. It's going to be as cheap as possible for the Brawl format. This one, I need to finish recording today, as literally as I'm done here. I'm going to try to cram in all the recordings, and then we'll finish this deck up. Ideally, we should get it up ready to go for Monday, maybe Tuesday morning if I need more time. But otherwise, that is our next deck tech. Otherwise, after that, I might do a commentary video a couple days before we get to actual Final Fantasy. Just some thoughts that have just been kind of bubbling up and annoying me from the game, but that'll be possibly what we're going to do down the line. Otherwise, anything beyond that, it's going to be literally going all in on Final Fantasy. Like, I will put up, of course, polls asking y'all what format you want me to build for first. I have an idea, but it also depends on what you guys really want to see. So one poll for the live stream, one poll for the deck tech. Don't worry, we'll continue on with the Basically series once we have a little bit of downtime after we go through all of Final Fantasy, but that's going to be a lot to cover, by the way. Still, I'm actually really excited for it, even if I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, but if you are, or even if you're not, we'll make them as fun as possible. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for today for everybody. Thank you one more time to everybody that did show up today. So shout outs to everyone that were here today. So I will give individual shouts to everyone I can see. So starting, of course, this time around with our Instagram friends. I know you didn't get a chance to see too much there, but thank you again. So shout outs again to Popper, Magic, Plata, Manhart Gaming World, MTG, I'm the Naysayer, Illuminary Ones, thanks again for joining us today. Thanks again for that. Appreciate you guys for that. If you guys weren't there, I probably wouldn't be on Instagram, so thank you for that. Cardo earlier today, thanks again for joining us. Correlation over on YouTube and now joined us over on Twitch. Thank you as always. Dense Splendid, as always. My fiery friend, Madness Steve. Thanks again for all of you guys being here for today. And thanks again for the games. Hopefully we'll have a lot of chance to have more fun next weekend once we get everything squared away for our nice little exhibition games. But otherwise, that's going to be it for today, everybody. One more time, if you do want to check me out, socials are above you right now. But otherwise, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you one more time to all of you that did join us today. We'll have a chance to do a lot more fun stuff later on next week. But as always, before we send you off, I do want to remind you for one more thing. Just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We will see you again Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Later.